Well, good evening. I'm so grateful to be here to the Honorable Nasimi Aghayev, Consul General in Los Angeles. Thank you for your graciousness and for your work in sharing the beauty of Azerbaijan with people all over this nation. I also want to thank Nahid, who was our excellent guide during our time in Baku last month. He kept us all out of trouble. I know one of my colleagues who was part of the delegation is here, Reverend Dr. Canales. If you'd raise your hand. I'm not sure if any of the other delegation is here tonight. I know some of them were not able to make it. But the Consul General asked me to share just a few remarks and reflections on our time there. And I was so grateful to represent President Obama and the White House Office for Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships at the Baku Forum, which, anybody in the room not know what the Baku Forum is? Okay, great, so I don't have to explain that. But we were very grateful to be there. And as I thought about my time there, I thought about the beautiful enigma that Baku represents. And I just wanted to share a few comments here. My first time there, of course, and I saw it as an ancient yet bustling new society. A welcoming yet also very protective of their past and their plans for future development. A secular society yet strong in the traditions of the Abrahamic religions. A cultural elite yet many down-home people in the marketplace. An old guard, yet a vibrant young president and people who look ahead with anticipation. Carrying the pain of the past, yet looking to a future with promise. A hurting people marred by conflict, yet a few, like our friend Rafi, who saw hope and who hearkened to the spirit of reconciliation. As President Aliyev decreed 2016 the year of multiculturalism, it's going to be a great time, I think, for the nation of Azerbaijan and many nations around the world to continue this enormous work, this enormous cultural work. I look around the room today and I see many people who probably have their roots in Azerbaijan, but I see many people from other traditions and cultures here today too. And what you see here today in the United States is what's happening in Azerbaijan as well. They're not only tolerating, as the Consul General said, but they are further engaging with, embracing, and yes, even celebrating one another while continuing to live together in harmony. And this is not just happening at the leadership level and among thought leaders in the cultural elite. Yes, we had many Nobel laureates in the room, we had many diplomats in the room, we had many top-line faith leaders in the room, but this is happening at the local level too. We were able to visit a town called Kuba, about 2 hours north of Baku. And I just want to share with you a brief story of what the imam and the chief rabbi, the imam told us he lost his mother recently. And unlike sometimes in the faith community where people will send the appropriate letter of condolence, he said the chief rabbi and the synagogue communities brought food, they brought fellowship, they brought a shoulder to cry on. And these people really, in the words of the chief imam, brought love and received love at a very difficult time. And it was cross-generational. So this is, I think, just a little glimpse of what's happening in that country in a very small way. But throughout society, among children, youth, and everyday people, there is this idea of cross-sector relationships, cross-sector partnerships. One of my greatest joys was to see the young people who greeted us every day and the energy that they had about what's happening in their country and how even though they come from very difficult time, they can see that in 10 years, 15, 20 years from now, they will be standing in the place of people like Consul General, people like the President, and carrying forth this idea, hopefully even in a greater way. Now, granted, I was only there for 6 days, so maybe I didn't see everything, but wouldn't this be a great time for all of us to pay more attention? I shared with my colleague from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that Azerbaijan, as a mother of 5 and grandmother of 10, is sort of like the good kid in the family. All the bad kids, all the kids that are needy, they get all the attention, and we're always looking at them. But the quiet child, the one that's doing what they're supposed to do, we just kind of go on and let them do what they're supposed to do, and we don't pay much attention. But I would say today that Azerbaijan deserves our attention. I had a conversation with the ambassador while I was there, the U.S. ambassador to Azerbaijan, and I committed to him to be a voice for what's happening in that country with the White House, with the State Department. He really wants the news and the story of Azerbaijan to get around, especially with what's happening all over the world. We need more stories like this. We need more opportunities like this. And even now, as the Organization of Islamic Countries is having their annual meeting in Uzbekistan, I'm glad that Azerbaijan is on that list, and hopefully sharing and being part of the development of the resolution of what the character and the nature and the promise and the hope and the future of countries that are majority Muslims can be to the world. So thank you for the time, and I just do want to comment too on the Simon Wiesenthal. I don't know if Rabbi Cooper is here tonight, but there was an exhibit that was brought to Azerbaijan in this round of the Baku International Forum. Simon Wiesenthal Center right here in Los Angeles brought an exhibit that Rabbi Cooper brought over, and it was the first time that a Muslim country hosted an exhibit about the history, the richness of the Jewish faith. That says a lot in this day and time. And so I just want to thank again Consul General for the opportunity. We still have a lot of work to do together. We're not done. You're only 25. We got a lot to do. This from your sister who's 200 and something. And even we have a lot to learn from you, because even your ancient traditions of multiculturalism still hearken loudly today. So thank you for the opportunity.